welcome to Sarah's Stampin' Retreat. Today I'm going to be creating some 2-for-1 cards using this die and these die cut pieces from In Love Art Shop. So I'm just going to show you these lovely butterflies, and I'm going to link these below. Don't forget that if you pop in Sarah25 at the checkout, then that will give you 25% off their whole shop if you're shopping with them. And these products are all linked below as usual. As you can see, these are full of these really delicate butterflies. You get 10 different pieces in all. So the first thing I'm going to do for today's card is just ink up a card front. So I'm going to be making A6 cards today. That's a UK A6, so that's 4 1/8 inches by 5 7/8 inches. And I'm going to use my Distress Oxide inks. So I've got Kitsch Flamingo here, and then we'll be using Shaded Lilac at the bottom. I might actually use some Peacock feathers as well. So I always like to put on a coating and then go over it with another coat of each colour. And I find that that's the best way to kind of blend everything together. So then I'm going to die cut this with this die. So then you can see that's die cut really nicely. I'm going to keep as much of it as possible in the die. And then all of these whole pieces, I'm not worried about these smaller pieces around the outside. All of these whole pieces I'm going to add a foam peg to. And it's much easier to do it while it's in the die rather than turning over all the individual pieces and doing it once they're out of the die. Then I'm going to take the backings off them all. So then I'm going to bring in a card front, and then I'm going to turn this over onto my card front. And I'm going to position it, and then I'm going to push down all those pieces. So they've all come out on there, so then I can push that down, and then I'm going to take off this outside piece, and then we've got that gorgeous pattern on the front of our card. I think that looks really pretty. And then I've got this to use on my other card. So and I think this is really pretty. I don't think it needs a lot else. So I've just cut some letters for happy out of gold cardstock. I've used this Syberia Designs Foxtrot alphabet die set. And then I'm going to grab a piece of vellum and I'm going to pop them onto there. I've popped some foam behind this gold cardstock before I cut it, so they'll be slightly raised up. And I'm going to go through the vellum and just use the markings on my grid mat just to make sure I'm getting the letters in a straight line. And then I'm going to use this small birthday sentiment from this Syberia Designs Birthday Wishes stamp set. And stamp that in black on this white cardstock. Then I'm going to add some glue behind the words on here. And then I'm going to put some foam strips behind the birthday. And that's our first card finished. So then I want to use this piece on my next card. It's not the right colour, so I'm going to give it a go, spraying them with my Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide sprays. Now I've sprayed it quite liberally because I want that nice pink all over. So I'm going to leave that to dry and see how it turns out. And then in the meantime, I'm just going to glue this onto my card front. So then I've got a spare piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to use this Happy Birthday from this same Birthday Wishes stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp that in this corner. So then I've cut these down to be the same width as this panel, So I've got a happy birthday piece and a gold piece that's just about 1/4 of an inch wider than it. I'm going to glue that across my card. And then I'm going to grab our butterfly piece. I'm really gently gluing this because it's more delicate now that I've kind of wet those fibres with some spray. So then there's our second card done. So then we've got our 2 2-for cards for today. I'd love to know which is your favourite. Please do let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got a new video available. All of the products that I've used for today's cards are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.